What's up, everybody? Jackson here today with my little brother Chubbz.
Hello, everyone.
And we've been asked by Bushnack, and I know Adam wants to hear. A bunch of viewers would love to hear us talk about the Warmind DLC. It's the big news, and honestly, we hadn't even looked at it until we got the comments, and I was like, yeah, let's fucking look into this, see what they're doing. So up to that point, me and Chubbz, we'd speculated with each other because it's something we do talk about. And one of the things we were speculating on was basically what we were saying. We were talking about their Taken King moment. Are they going to get it?
Right.
You know, we've mentioned it briefly in other videos that it feels like that's what they're going for.
Trying to get that redemption.
It almost feels like the game was fucked up in the beginning so they could will it back and have that moment of triumph, right? But the point that I was talking to Chubbz about is like, well, if they do that though, can they wait? Can they afford to wait for the Taken King moment where game, first expansion pass, and now we're selling you another fucking content drop on top of the fucking $95 you've already paid. On top of that, now we're going to sell you more content. That's when the game's going to be fixed. And I was under the opinion that they didn't have that. They didn't have that lifespan. I said they have to fucking, within the first expansion pass, they have to wow people. Curse of Osiris did not do it. Curse of Osiris didn't even add a new raid. Okay, added a new raid activity. They're selling you expansions for the fucking raids now.
Yeah, not even a new raid.
Like, the equivalent would be like, so first Destiny, it drops. A month later, they drop Vault of Glass. Then when the first expansion comes out, it's a whole new raid, right? Like, the Dark Below.
Right.
The equivalent of what they've done with Destiny 2 is you would run the vault up until you hit the fucking, you know, like, the maze.
Right.
Once you got to the maze with the Gorgons, all of a sudden it cuts, and they're like, fucking, that's the end of the raid. But then they say, new raid activity with the Dark Below. They say, new raid activity. And they basically expand upon the existing raid and just give you all the way to Atheon.
Yeah.
Right?
Give you the rest of it.
That's the fucking equivalent. Okay? So, Curse of Osiris is dead in the water right there, right? Like, it got slammed by the fans who had stayed. They said it wasn't worth it. The expansion pass with it alone does not justify the fucking expansion pass, right? Next up, the Warmind DLC. And so, we were asked, you know, would you give us a story on this? Would you give us your opinion on it? So, just for our sake, we went and we looked, because we hadn't really looked up what they'd said.
Right.
And we found this site, this US Gamer advertisement for Destiny 2 DLC.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an article, but it's an ad. Either way, it says we know everything that's in the Warmind DLC. So we're just going to go through this list, talk about how bullshit all of it is, right? If it's something that's, I mean, I'm going to be fair.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the thing what people don't understand. Like, I hate on Destiny so much because of how much I loved it. Because of what I saw could have been there. And the fact that I'm coming up with better ideas, right?
Yeah.
If I'm coming up with better ideas, why can't this company making these billions of dollars come up with better ideas? What the fuck is the problem? And I know there's the whole thing with like the engine being complicated and they had to work out this DLC way of delivering expansion passes, whatever, to make up, to meet the fucking Activision quota.
Right.
Of what they want out of this game. Monetarily, what they want content-wise.
Just to make it not a flop.
Just to make it so it's but the thing is it's not a flop.
No, because
like,
they're
at all.
selling
It's made so much money. Destiny 1 alone made that company the profits for that entire 10-year contract.
Yeah, they've covered their 10-year budget in 1 year.
That's why all this bullshit of like it's Activision's fault, that excuse holds no water when it comes to fucking Destiny 2. Because Destiny 1 made Activision all the fucking money they had invested into it, alright? Now, they may have contractual obligations to Activision, but the thing is at that point, Activision's gonna let Bungie do whatever the fuck they want with Destiny 2, okay? Destiny 1 made them enough that if Luke fucking Smith wasn't a hack and had unique ideas that didn't expand, like, their idea was make shotguns and rocket launchers the same, slow down everybody's grenades and super abilities, slow down the rate at which you get the super.
Let's dumb down the already cookie cutter talent tree. You know, let's just, let's not carry over any of the level progression from the other game. Let's just carry over how your character looks. And you have to start from ground zero. Oh, and what was max level? Level 20?
Yeah.
It's fucking...
It's a recycling...
It's a kiddie pool.
Repeat. It's a repeat.
Yeah.
It's recycle, repeat.
There's a reason why even the fans of Destiny have been calling Destiny 2 Destiny 1.5.
Yeah.
It's like an ongoing joke in the community.
At this point in time, I don't know how you could look at this and not see it as the cycle that it is.
Yeah.
Okay? Except for worse.
Yes.
Because Destiny 1 gave you a raid with the first expansion.
Yeah.
There were 2 entire raids in Destiny. Up to this point, there is still a single fucking raid in Destiny 2. Alright? With an expanded raid activity, a raid layer.
They opened up an area of the raid where you can go and do an activity and get
some
new loot.
They unlocked more of the raid for you through an expansion pass. Right? That would be the equivalent, just a side to where raids kind of come from, the MMO genre. But in World of Warcraft, it would be the equivalent of them releasing Icecrown Citadel, right? And they say, okay, this is the fucking raid, now buy the rest.
Yeah.
Because it stopped at a certain point. You couldn't reach the Lich King in the initial stages.
They were
so
releasing
huge.
it. And not only that, but they had a huge reveal for Arthas as the final boss. So while the Icecrown Citadel raid was there was a couple of bosses that you couldn't fight. You know, that were locked off in the raid.
Well, you couldn't get up to Arthas.
But it's not like they were like, okay, pay us $10 so that you get the Arthas fight. No, you already bought into
the expansion.
This is content that is being worked on.
And that's not to mention...
It is content you own.
That's not to mention the fucking... I can't remember what it was called, but the Ziggurat.
Yeah, Naxxramas.
Naxxramas.
Yeah.
That's not to mention an already giant fucking raid that had preceded the Icecrown Citadel raid. We're talking multiple raids per expansion.
Yes.
So forgive me when Destiny and Bungie call a fucking... an expanded raid activity upon an existing raid, an expansion, and included in their expansion pass, that I myself find it a little fucking ridiculous. Okay? Any comparisons with Destiny and WoW are foolish, but I'm making them because they get made. This game gets called a fucking MMO. This game gets called a fucking MMO RPG. This game gets the same tag, a sandbox game now. This game gets these tags. Well, guess what? I'm going to compare it to other games with those tags and just point out that Bungie have created a shit product.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to compare it to fucking sandbox
titles,
want
to compare it to sandbox titles.
GTA 5 is an infinitely better game than Destiny.
You want to compare
100%.
To sandbox, and now the newest title, ARG.
Oh yeah, now they're going for alternate reality games.
So, alright, going back to your previous point, if I am playing your game, and the whole time I'm playing...
It's funny, because No Man's Sky copied Destiny's HUD, or their UI, and now Destiny is copying their marketing tactics, which is let the dumbass children who love our game use their imaginations to create a better game inside their head than our game that exists.
Yeah.
And then it'll make our game good for them.
And we can just add all the tags.
Yeah, because we don't have to do any work at all.
We're a Souls-like MMO,
all we have to do is
sandbox.
drop some vague, weird hints online and let these fucking children who love our game go crazy and come up with these fucking alternate reality games.
Yep.
It's like, look, and I'm not dogging on people who like legitimate alternate reality games. If that's like, I'm not at all, or that sort of thing. I'm just saying these companies have fucked with the consumer and hide behind things that have been successful in the past.
Oh yeah, they hide behind these tags and these labels. At this point, Destiny 2 is a Souls-like MMO, FPS, RPG,
looter,
sandbox, looter, shooter, ARG. Next thing you know, it's gonna have a battle royale
with a competitive esports scene.
Yeah, seasons. You know what I mean?
It's got seasons now. Jesus.
They just keep throwing the tags on there.
Because that's their only way to make this shit game appear good, is fucking intelligent marketing and, you know, like, unintelligent people.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Hacks.
I
Who
feel
think that rocket
yes.
launchers
Well,
and
no.
shotguns equal the same
And
thing.
here's the thing, though. I'm not trying to insult anybody. If you feel insulted by this, I apologize. But legitimately, Destiny's life has relied upon stupid people. I'm sorry. People who are okay with them fucking delivering bare bones content drops at ridiculous prices, claiming that they need fucking microtransactions that are only cosmetic so they don't matter in order to fund a live team to bring them new content and then instead sell them existing content. We're talking about people who would be okay when Ark sold them DLC in an early access title they already bought, which was already in development, which means they postponed development on the game that they've already sold in order to make DLC to sell for that game. If you're okay with that, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. I don't mean to fucking insult you, but if you're okay with that, you're a fucking idiot. And you need to wonder why I'm saying that. If you need to question why a company selling you something that isn't finished, promising to finish it, but instead taking the money that they got from you to finish this that you own now, waiting for it under the understanding, a contractual agreement when they label the motherfucker early access. They are saying that this is still in development, we're working on this game, okay? Destiny doesn't say it's in early access, but it 100% is.
Oh, yeah.
And them fucking coming out with a developmental roadmap for a game that they've released at a $60 asking price with a $35 season pass is early access if I've ever fucking seen it. Okay? So at that point, when they're telling you they need to bring you fucking microtransactions in order to bring you new content and instead sell you the Rise of Iron, they are no fucking better than Ark Survival Evolved.
Right.
And the advantage that they took over their day one early access consumers. Their customers were fucked over. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Bungie fucking customers, Bungie Vision customers were fucked over when you bought day one Destiny.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you purchased Destiny at the Rise of Iron point.
Not even there.
Yeah, when Destiny 2 is coming out. After they've... Because here's the thing. This game is a game. This company is a company that fucks around with your content. Okay? You may like a certain weapon only to wake up after an update that they fucked with your game. Your game has been fucked with by them. Now that gun is shit.
Get a higher upgrade.
They've decided that gun's being used too much. Right? So since that gun's being used so much, let's fuck with our customers and change it so that anyone liking that gun no longer wants to use it and incentivize to fucking go and hunt more guns, which is just more fucking content they're getting out of our bare bones game.
Yep.
Right? So then people justified Bungie's, they defend their purchase. It was worth it to buy it day one. It was worth it to buy the expansion pass. It was worth it to buy Dark Below. It was worth it to buy the Taken King. It was worth it to buy fucking goddamn Rise of Iron. It was worth it to let them put microtransactions buried behind loot boxes in this game under the guise of saying they're bringing us free content. It was okay because I got my value out of it. When those fucking stupid people like fucking Phil Spencer, who has upwards of 600 hours in this fucking game, only have that much time because their fucking game was constantly fucked with by the developer because it was still in early access. Right? That's what this game and this company do.
Oh, yeah.
So, when I buy Destiny 2, which I'm going to, I don't think a lot of people understand this. I loved Destiny. I felt like I got my money's worth. That was never my problem. It was this company fucking with me, fucking with the community, fucking with the game, constantly changing things, reversing decisions that I did enjoy, and then putting in decisions that I did not enjoy. And it's the same reason I stopped playing World of Warcraft. Because they just kept fucking with it and fucking with it and fucking with it to the point where people are starting legacy servers all over the fucking world because they understand that the game was better before Blizzard fucked with it and fucked with it and fucked with it, fucked with it and fucked with it.
Yep. That's the thing with all of these games, right?
But if you bought WoW, as soon as this newest expansion comes out, you're going to be like, oh, this is pretty good. Because at its core, it's still a decent game. It's got a good grind system, leveling system, quests, things for you to do.
Honestly,
but
with
you're
World of Warcraft,
you're never going to see
different.
how good it was.
Honestly, with World of Warcraft, though, it's different.
It's massively different.
Because with each expansion is completely different. And people can like Vanilla WoW, which was the original. People can like BC WoW, Burning Crusade. People can like Wrath of the Lich King. And then people can like Cataclysm. Nobody likes the Warlords of Draenor. Let's just say that. Everybody hated that. But a lot of people like the newest one. I can't remember the one where Illidan and the Demon Hunters. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a completely different situation. Whereas Destiny, what they would do is they would release an expansion. And it's unlike WoW. They're going under the guise of like, oh, this is an MMO light. We're having dungeon-esque activities, strikes, we have raids.
I've heard Luke fucking Smith come out and say that he's comparing the raids in Destiny to raids in WoW because he's so fucking full of himself, he takes credit for all the raids.
Right.
All of them. No, motherfucker, you take credit for the Leviathan.
Yeah.
That's the credit you get, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because obviously, that's the one that's the worst. And that's the one that's under when you're creative director.
That's the one that wasn't cut away from the original game.
I spent years playing WoW and fucking blah. So these are things they're themselves are labeling it.
Right.
This isn't just dumbass fanboys.
Right, but this
is an MMORPG looter shooter fucking the mouth game.
But this was my problem with Destiny, right? So, when I was playing the raids, I really enjoyed them, and I saw the potential, because, you know, there were good things about it, right?
Yeah.
But after doing it for so long on a loop, running strike playlists, fucking hours, getting the same strike in a row because they can't even figure out how to fix that fucking issue.
Even when they've said they've fixed it, we're still on a loop, guys. We're getting the same fucking one every goddamn time.
Like 3 times in a row, you know what I mean? It was the worst. Anyway, you know, running the raids, I still loved it. And, you know, the biggest issue I had is that there was one raid that you had to run because that was the one that had content that was worth it. Yes, there were other raids with the new expansion updates, you know, the old raids, but going back and running those, like, there were people one-manning the Vault of Glass.
Yeah.
It was that fucking easy. You know what I mean? None of the gear in there was worth it.
No,
you know?
none, all of it was...
So it was essentially, they were releasing an expansion. They were not expanding upon the weapon inventory. It was the same weapons, just higher number. Go out and do the new raid that we released that is only, what, like 5 bosses?
Yeah,
if
it was
we're lucky.
way shorter.
You know what I mean? Maybe the Taken King was bigger by, what, like 2 or 3 bosses, but still.
Well,
you
the
know what I
Taken King raid was fucking huge. It was a pretty good raid. We ran that. I liked that one. But so the whole thing is
if I'm playing your game and I'm like, oh, I wish that I had multiple activities that I can run a week. I wish that I couldn't just run a fucking raid and a nightfall and then I'm running a strike playlist on a fucking loop.
And that's if they fucking let you run the nightfall.
Yeah.
If you haven't been level capped at, you know, what you own already, and then they bring up the endgame activities, you know.
And you have to grind all the way again.
They say, okay, well, this content that you own, you can't, you don't own it anymore. You need to buy fucking an expansion in order to run Nightfalls. Yeah. Even though you were just running Nightfalls in the game you owned, now you have to own more things.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where it goes to this point where, like I said in my review, I think Destiny 2 will be worth $60 after everything's come out and they're about to release Destiny 3.
Because look at how...
As soon as they're done fucking around with this game, once it's finally done... When it's finally out, because it's clearly in early access.
They'll finally make all of the activities viable.
Destiny 1 was early access. Destiny 2 is early access. Once this game is finished and released, after, you know, they've made billions off of it from the idiots, once it's out and it's been released, and all these people who are there to buy the fucking microtransactions, all the people who are there to do those go on to the new game, that's when you jump onto the old game. Because that's when you're getting all the content, and odds are, if the cycle continues, Destiny 3 will be garbage, and all the fans will be playing Destiny 2 anyway.
And so you're not
going to need to look for...
Yeah, awesome.
You're not going to need to look for a raid group, because people are always going to be playing that one. Yep. They're going to say the new one sucks. And then the new one will come out with an expansion at some point that they sell you.
If they make it like Destiny 2, guys, it'll be good, I promise.
Yeah. And it's looking to be that way in October. As soon as the fall comes, as long as they're doing it like Destiny 1, which was definitely a good game, and I enjoyed the entire process as a day one buyer. You know, when Destiny 2, they finally, you know, sell us more content, that's when it's going to get good again, guys. So just chill the fuck out.
Yeah, they'll bring it back. They're going to reverse it.
People keep saying Destiny 2 sucks, but think about it. Destiny 1 has 3 years of content. Destiny 2 will be good.
The Taken King fixed everything.
The Taken King fixed all of the problems with Destiny 1. I'm sorry. At this point in the game, if you're a Destiny, like, hardcore Destiny fan from day one, and you've been there for the whole fucking experience, this entire roller coaster ride of them fucking with you, doing just, like, all the shit they've done, you're dumb. And now they're not even doing a raid.
Nope.
Like, you're not even getting a raid.
Nope.
So they're back to the point we were doing at the beginning of this video where we were saying, like, they need that Taken King moment. But can they afford to sell it? They think they can.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's no fucking raid dropping with the expansion pass at all.
Horde mode.
The entire $95 that gets you day one Destiny or day one Destiny 2 with the season pass, that $95 gets you one raid with a raid layer activity tacked on to that already existing raid. That's what $95 gets you.
And now you have to buy the Warmind.
No, you don't have to. No, the Warmind is that's
free?
why there's no raid in it.
Yep, exactly.
It's exactly like House of Wolves.
All right.
House of Wolves had no raid.
This
House
is
of
a
Wolves,
repeat.
Yes, House of Wolves had Prison of Elders, which is essentially a horde mode.
Right.
That's what it was. You waited for wave 1 to get done, wave 2, wave 3, then you fought boss, wave 1, then next thing, and then wave 1, wave 1, then your next thing, and then there's a boss, and then the next thing, and that's the thing. So, like, that's what House of Wolves was. It was the second in the expansion. They said, we're not giving you raid. We're giving you a new way to play Destiny. Yep. We're doing the Prison of Elders, all of that shit. Now in Destiny 2, we're giving you a horde mode. It's a new way to play Destiny 2. We're giving you a new area, a new hub to hang out in, right? So it's the same fucking cycle. And the next expansion, Bungie thinks that they can wait and sell people the expansion that makes the game good. Can they? I don't know. This is when we get into, like, how stupid are people?
Yeah.
How fucking goddamn dumb is this planet?
How much money are you willing to fork over to these people who continually shit on your head?
Take content away from you. Take content away from you.
Because I'll guarantee you one thing.
Tell people that they sold. We haven't even addressed what they did to the fucking PS3 and Xbox 360.
To the Rise of Iron, yeah.
Yeah. They said, fuck you. We're going to sell you the microtransactions under the guise of it bringing you free content and updates to fund our live team. We're going to, they sold those on the PS3 and the 360, right? Then when the Rise of Iron comes out, we're not going to sell it on the PS3 and 360 because reasons. They said it couldn't handle it. Bitch, what?
Really?
It could handle everything else that your game had, but it just couldn't handle it couldn't handle the Rise of Iron. Bullshit.
And at this point,
meanwhile, you got exclusive deals with, sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Good.
But I'm just saying, meanwhile, this whole time they've got exclusive deals with Sony, delivering new content to Sony that's not even fucking on Xbox, right? And we're meant to believe that the decision not to sell Rise of Iron isn't a return of a favor to Sony.
Oh, yeah.
That you're now, okay, now, fuck Xbox, whatever, but this is going to incentivize people to upgrade.
Oh, yeah, to get the new console.
There's no other reason not to sell the fucking Rise of Iron. That game could have been handled.
Oh, yeah.
The PS3 could have handled it.
And at that point, you're getting into this territory.
If not, you're just lazy.
With how many moments did they do this throughout their entire career where they're pulling moves like this, and you're just like, why? Why would you do that? It comes down to one of two things, right? They're either greedy, incompetent fucking assholes, or they're stupid, greedy assholes. Which one do you want it?
Yeah.
Because that's the only one.
That's the only reason that you could watch the cycle of all of this and get to this point where you're, like, still completely cool and you're still one of these people online who's saying, like, it's gonna be fine, like, it's gonna be good, just wait. Just wait, guys. Like,
yeah, they're gonna bring it back.
They're gonna bring it back because Bungie, you know, they're a game that cares. They're a company that cares about their customers. You know, any bad things, that's Activision, guys. That's not Bungie. Bungie loves us, right? At what point are you just gonna look in the mirror and say, God, you're dumb. You're dumb.
How can you still defend this?
After all of this time, and they're doing the same thing. No raid?
Yeah.
And that could change.
And here's the thing.
I think it will. I think it will, because my prediction for the Warmind DLC is it's going to be received very negatively.
Oh, yeah.
By the Destiny community. As it should. As it should. The community should reject this. The community should see this as the fucking House of Wolves move that it is. They should say, fuck this, and they should gang up on this, because if they do that, then you'll probably see a raid released.
For free.
But if they fucking jump on this and they hump it and they fucking, oh, this is a good thing, this is a great expansion, this is the best, this is going into the story more and all of this stuff, you know, I mean, of course it's stuff that was in, you know, E3 shit before Destiny 1 came out, right? Let's just ignore that.
Yeah.
But this is good shit and you're blah, blah, blah. If they do that, it'll be fine. They'll just wait. They'll sell them a fucking expansion. They'll sell them an expansion. They will sell them the next raid they have finished.
They will
already.
sell them the Mars raid that they cut out and said they were saving for Destiny 2.
That has still not come out.
Yeah.
Unless it's the Leviathan raid. If so, good job. That should have been cut out of the fucking game. I've seen people run it. It's garbage.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, at what point? That's where we're at. And it's so amazing to me that there's still people who are in that element where this new expansion is basically House of Wolves. Like, that's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
House of Wolves wasn't received that warmly. There was a lot of criticism surrounding the House of Wolves.
Well, and here's the thing.
I was pissed about the House of Wolves because it didn't have a raid. And I was fucking pissed already at the game because I had found out, I had found B. Dobbins videos and watched him pointing out, like, shit that I've now seen in Destiny 2.
Right.
Right? I saw shit in B. Dobbins videos back before House of Wolves came out that I now have seen in Destiny 2. Right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was already pissed at him, and then they dropped the House of Wolves, and it's like, oh, it's a Prison of El... It's not a raid? No?
No.
It's
not
a
a
raid.
horde mode with bosses.
Wow.
But here's the one thing. This is where I thought they had potential with the House of Wolves, right? Is etheric light. And this is another thing that they do to psychologically fuck with their consumers' heads. And it was at this point where I said, fuck you. I'm done buying into your bullshit. I don't care. I'm not.
But listen, Mark,
it.
they brought that back.
Don't give a fuck.
They brought that back. You can do that again.
Because this is what they did, all right? With etheric light, you could take old level gear and rise it to the highest level that you could have, right? So there was actually a point to go run old activities.
Well, that's what they had to do because they're not giving you a new raid.
And
so
then
people are playing the existing raids. Well, how do we get people to play existing raids and make it worth it to them? Oh, well, any of the gear that they never got out of those existing raids, they could now bring up to max level.
And this is why I hate them, right? And this is why I hate them. Was because when the Taken King came out, the first question I had is, what about etheric light? Are they still gonna fucking make it away so that it's not just one raid only? Because that was my whole, my whole fucking reason for not liking this game. The bare bones activities that you would run a week, and then you're stuck running the other activities on a loop, right? And then the whole time I'm running those activities on a loop, my brain is coming up with other ways that this game could be better. And if I'm playing your fucking game...
That's made you billions.
And I am falling asleep in my chair running the same fucking 6 strikes on a loop, right? And I'm coming up with better ideas for your game... I do not like the game I am playing anymore. This is why I do not like No Man's Sky. This is why I will not buy Sea of Thieves. This is why I will not buy into so many games that have been coming out in this modern era of AAA gaming.
It's because
bitch, that's what it's all about.
It's because, bitch, we're broke. You have billions behind you.
Yeah.
What is your problem? Why can't you do with that money what any one of us could? I'm serious. People say it all the time. Why don't you just shut the fuck up and make a game? I don't have the fucking ability to do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But if I had a crew behind me, like say I was just in Luke Smith's position for the entire fucking development stages of Destiny 2, Destiny 2 would be an infinitely better fucking game. Right? I will say that and back it up. If you want, I could go through and fucking make a list It would be a little bit hard since I haven't played Destiny 2 since it first came out and I redboxed it and beat it in 11 hours. But I'm pretty sure I could have made those 11 hours of content either longer or more rewarding than what we got. Because what we got was a giant fuck you when we finally finished all this, and it loads us into the restored tower, which is content I already fucking own on Destiny 1. A reskinned version of the content I already own, with a fucking microtransaction smirking bitch front and fucking center for me to look at every time I come into the game, with a loot box every time I level up beyond max level that I have to bring to her in order to open. Fuck you. I could have made a better game than you with my cock in my left hand. I don't know where I was going with that.
But legit.
Just saying.
But that's the thing. That's where it boils down to. Like, I'm not saying that there aren't talented people over at Bungie as far as like the development level and people who are on the art side and like running the engines and getting the codes in
music in
there.
Destiny 2, the way it looked, it's just this fucking
people
empty, hollow, fucking mobile phone feeling you get the entire fucking time.
It's all
it's
these
just
people
grind it up.
It's all these people sitting in their chairs at the top of the fucking line, and they're the ones coming up with the creative decision, right?
Yeah,
they're the ones who are saying, we're gonna cut apart everything that was happening during the development of Bungie 1 or Destiny 1, because it's too linear. And we don't want a non-linear experience. And what did we get? A linear as fuck experience.
Yeah, Destiny 2 was linear as fuck. It didn't even make fucking sense.
That's the thing.
It's like you're fighting Vex, and then all of a sudden it shows the Cabal Bane, and he's like, man,
right.
I'm evil.
Yeah.
I'm bad. But I want to be good, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I'm bad.
I want to be light.
It's like grade school level writing shit, and it's like, fuck you. Like, I could have made a better game.
Right.
I could have. If I would have had all of those talented people working for me, I would have said, okay, what's the real situation? What do we have left? How much do we have to have for Activision? How do we extend this gameplay? There are ways to extend a little bit of content.
You would get your...
You can extend it in interesting ways. I would get imaginative. I would have fucking talked to people. I definitely wouldn't have said, let's slow down everybody's grenade supers. Let's simplify the fucking talent tree. Let's fucking nerf the goddamn fucking rocket launchers and fucking grenade launchers and fucking heavy machine guns and call them the equivalent of a fucking sniper rifle and a shotgun. So people have to choose between a rocket launcher or a shotgun. What?
Yeah.
What?
And then let's slow down the experience that they gain and then not tell anybody. And then when it comes out, we'll fucking have a controversy.
Because we know we want to slow them down at max level because we don't want them getting too many of those fucking loot boxes for free. We want them to feel the fucking need to buy those fucking loot boxes because, you know, like I said, mobile as fuck, grimy experience. Just grimy experience. There's free-to-play games that reach for my wallet less.
Oh, yeah.
Free-to-play titles that are giving me the experience for free. And they're less in my face with their buy me shit than Activision, Bungie, and their goddamn fucking Destiny games. Those games are constantly reaching for your wallet, dude.
Oh, yeah.
To sell you more content, to sell you more loot boxes, to sell you more garbage that you don't fucking need. Or garbage that you already own.
Yep.
Because they're bringing the Suros regime back, guys. They're bringing back fan favorite exotics.
Yeah.
From the first game.
They're not even
They
making
have
new
sold
guns.
you. They have sold you shit you already own. Jesus. So like it doesn't change really. My views on this game, this company, will always be that this game will be worth it once they're done developing it. Because it's worth it to play through Destiny 2 or Destiny 1 at Rise of Iron. Like honestly, Destiny 1, from Destiny 1 to the Rise of Iron, if you bought that for $60 and you played that title, That is a great fucking game.
Especially when they were releasing Destiny 2 and they were like, oh, raise the level cap on all of the raids.
Because that game right there is a complete package.
Yeah.
It's like Monster Hunter Day 1 game, where Monster Hunter Day 1 has all of these things in the endgame hunter rank, you know, special hunter missions that you have to complete in order to increase your rank, on top of bounties, investigations, and all these different ways to play the game. That's what the Destiny 2, the Rise of Iron is. It's a great game. If you were there for the experience, you know what I mean when I say it was a fucked experience. Up to that point, there was a lot of mind fucking going on. There was a shitty loot system on release that only got marginally better up until the point Taken King, where it was pretty damn good. Right? It took them that long, and that's after $95 as a day one buyer plus a $40 expansion. That's a $135 game for them to make it marginally better.
To just add public events and an entire area where that's happening.
Yeah, and
you can do that on a loop instead of doing the strike playlist on a loop. So what loop do you want to play? There's only 2 or 3 loops. Which one do you want?
But that's my opinion on Destiny 2. I will probably buy this game. Like, I will probably buy Destiny 2. Like,
right.
I will take $60 and I will give it to fucking Activision
After
Blizzard
all
Bungle.
the activities are viable.
I'll buy the goddamn Destiny 2 and the fucking, you know, either a code online or something. Like, I'll get it for a good deal. I'll get the entire package with all of the DLC. They're done fucking developing the game now. I know that if I get comfortable with a weapon, it's not going to change because they have their new princess out that they're fucking, you know, primping and trying to get everyone to buy. Meanwhile, she looks like fucking Cinderella's oldest sister in the fucking, you know what I mean? Like just some ugly hag, but they're trying to primp this fucking chick up so that people want to fucking come and go out on a date with her. Right? Because that's what it's been. It's been Destiny 1 was shit. And then they primped it up to the fucking Taken King moment, where the Rise of Iron, where it's a great looking game. It's worth the fucking deal. It's worth the $60
it's
to
done
get,
being developed.
Right? Then you go from that to fucking like Destiny 2, where now it's like, sure, it's probably a better game now than it was when it first came out, but is it good? You know what I mean? It's probably going to be a better game when Warmind comes out than it was on day one.
But that's the thing. This is what we boil down to. Is if you have to be like, it's going to be better with the next expansion.
It's still in development.
You have to ask, it's better now than it was back then. And it'll be better tomorrow when that comes out.
Yeah.
But will it be as good as when it's all completed, developed, and ended?
No. That's when it's worth the price.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, that's the thing. So with Destiny 2, my feeling has always been that it would play out exactly like this. I'm not going to lie. There was a huge part of me going into Destiny 2 when I first red boxed it. There was a little excitement. Like, I was kind of like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Like, there was a small dude inside of me that was like, fucking prove me wrong. Please. Like, I wanted it to be such an awesome experience. It turned out to be exactly what I expected. I said fucking months before the game came out, I said, I'll beat this game in 12 hours with my little brother. We did it in 11.
Oh, yeah.
And that's with plenty of smoke breaks because the goddamn thing was giving me ajna. Alright? So fucking moving from that, like, then look at what's happened. Okay, well, they've improved upon it. But the whole time that they've been improving upon it, it's been a constant mindfuck. Right? It's been, you know, this, that, or the other. I'd say they're doing a poorer job adding on to Destiny 2 and making Destiny 2 a better game than they did with Destiny 1. Because now there's only one raid. In Destiny 2 at this point, or Destiny 1 at this point, there were 2 raids. At this point, you know, it's like, where do we start to just like, if you draw the line with these fucking overhyped, overmarketed games, you draw the fucking line and you know what it's going to be. Like, we knew. Right? It wasn't hard for me to guess that. I was hoping I was wrong, but just because I was hoping I was wrong didn't mean there was a part of me that ever believed that Bungie would come through. Because they never once showed me they'd come through. So I didn't buy the fucking game. I red boxed it. Right? I spent fucking I think we spent $10 total to play through 11-hour experience. And I knew what it was. I knew what it was going to be. I knew it was going to be apology after content drop, after update. Then I saw the development roadmap and I pissed myself laughing. I lost it. Remember that, Chubbz?
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, oh my God. I was just looking at it on Twitter and I was showing him and I was like, developmental roadmap. Like that is
How
saying
long
early
has this
access.
been out? Yeah.
Yeah, it's early access, man. You just said early access there.
Yep.
So like that, my feeling hasn't changed on this game. I think this game will be worth it after it's completed and out. And I think if you could wait, better yet, wait until they remaster Destiny 1 and put it on PC, which I'm sure they'll do at some point. Activision's the king of the remaster. And if they do that, I'd say that would be worth it over Destiny 2 right now, over Destiny 2 when it's all out. Like, I from what I've seen, what I've personally experienced in those 11 hours, there was 100% more fucking magic in Destiny 1 than there ever will be in Destiny 2.
Or any of their products going forward.
Yeah, dude, the ideas implemented into Destiny 2, the changes made from Destiny 1 are moronic. They are clearly just things that make the game worse. And at no point did any of these people question it. And if they did Luke Smith just shut them down and say, no, this is the way it is. It's going to be good. I just want a big number 2. I want to take a big number 2 all over this fucking game. Then we'll will it back to the way it was in Destiny 1. People will say it's better and it'll be good. Or he's just a fucking idiot. And he really thought people were going to like it. I don't know how you could think that. None of those changes. Lowering supers, lowering grenades, lowering fucking melee abilities, lowering everything, making it all feel slower and more, I got a BB gun, shoot, shoot, shoot. Let's kill this bullet sponge, Chubbz. Right? Let's make it more like Division. It's like, dude, like, fucking, that's not fun. Like, taking an auto rifle or something like that and shooting for days, like, that's what is the best thing about having a special and a heavy. Like, you can rely off those two with ammo drops. Like, I was a shotgunning motherfucker in raids. That's what I would do. I would throw a shotgun on my Titan and I'd run around and fucking, you know, what was the arc spec? But that was what I did. Like, you know, Fist of Havoc. Like, I loved that shit. Just running around shotgunning. I never had a problem with ammo. Like, ever really. I always got enough special ammo. Then if I needed to, I had a hand cannon. But, like, my primary wasn't my primary. Like, I really didn't go to it all that much. I mean, on bosses I did, because you really couldn't. But then I had my heavy machine gun.
Right.
So it was like, when these changes moving forward, how you could think these were good changes. How you could think that, like, okay, well, now we're releasing fan favorite exotics. These idiots don't realize that what we're doing is selling them content. Marketing their I mean, these are things they're marketing to help sell their DLC, is we're bringing back fan favorite exotics that you already own in Destiny 1.
Yeah.
What? Like, this team is fucking stupid.
They were bringing back fan favorite exotics in Destiny 1.
I don't mean the team behind Destiny 2. I mean, like, the marketing team behind them. That is so stupid to use that.
It's the creative
decisions. You should keep that low key. You putting that front and center in your marketing material is just giving me and Chubbz more fucking fuel for the fire, dude. You do hide that. You don't tell people that shit openly. You do that in forums where I don't fucking look at. Not in front page fucking news stories that show up the second I Google.
Front page news better be like, here's 50 new fucking guns that they're adding to the weapon list. If that's not happening, what the fuck are you doing?
They're standing on Suros Regime, fan favorite exotic from Destiny 1, now resold to you and repackaged to you in a new expansion pass content that doesn't include a raid. But it has strikes and missions.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. What's your sum up? That's my sum up. Is like, this company has never showed me that it respects me as a customer, so I do not respect them as a company. I do respect the game because there's a lot of magic in Destiny 1. There's a lot of magic in, I mean, even in Destiny 2, there's a lot of magic. There's potential for magic.
And this is what it boils down to, is there's a lot of other people that are seeing that potential, and because we live in a free market, there are going to be competitors that rise up. We've already seen it with the Division. The Division was a direct response to Destiny, right?
So and in many ways, it's better because it had a better, well thought out endgame. It had a more unique PvP system than just like deathmatch fucking modes like that.
Right, yeah. You know. And not only that, but now there's another response to Destiny. You know, we have fucking EA and BioWare over there saying they're gonna develop and release Anthem.
and they're scared about it. They seem to be pretty scared about it. And I think that, so like, I mean, we've talked about Anthem in the past, but I think they may surprise us.
Right.
Pardon me. And like I said, though, I'm not going to expect them to
I'm not going to expect much, but that's what's...
Yeah, like, because then I'll red box it, I'll watch a review on it or whatever.
Right, but that's what's beautiful about living where I live right now. Is, you know, I don't like Destiny, but I like the idea of a first-person shooter MMO that I can play with my friends. I like the idea of, you know, a first-person shooter raid that is, like, structured and developed and built like a World of Warcraft fan, you know what I mean? But... that is why I will not buy into Destiny 2, or Destiny 3. I will wait for a product built by a different developer that's a better product and one that I actually enjoy, and I will buy into it. I didn't like The Division, so I didn't do it there. I'm still waiting for mine.
Yep, and that's how I feel too, is like, hopefully one comes along that fills the gap. I think like Monster Hunter does a great job.
Right.
It's definitely not that first person element though, but I feel like Warhammer Vermintide 2 is close.
Right, yeah.
That's good, you know, but I mean, even because it's developed by a smaller company, they don't have as many things in it that they could. If they had, that's why it's like, that's why I just like, if people can keep me intoxicated for just as long with less content than Destiny 2 has, like, I'm going to play that game more over it. Because that's the thing, Vermintide 2, I've got like 70 hours into it, and it's you know, it's the same 13 or 14 missions as it, but it feels different every time. Each mission has little variations, and you know, so in like Monster Hunter, I've got like almost 200 hours in now. You know what I mean? Because of like the variety on monsters, how many there are to hunt, all the different gear to go to, flip on double swords. Let's play with double swords this time. Let's build all the double swords, you know, let's master this fighting technique. Let's kill all the monsters again with the double blades and have it be an entirely different experience. So like, that's the thing. I know it's possible. I think there's games that fill the gap, and I think that the more these games come along, the more it exposes Bungie and Destiny's just like complete laziness, their lack of originality, their lack of thought. I think Destiny 2 did more to harm the franchise than when Luke Smith spit in the face of the fans and said, throw your money at the screen.
Yep.
I think Destiny 2 did more to hurt the franchise. Anyway, guys, those are our thoughts. Destiny 2 Warmind DLC, wrapping it up here. Finishing off this Teostra. Fucking love you guys.
We'll see you guys.
We'll see you later, everybody. Fucking love you. Till next time, keep kicking ass, stay safe, and just, you know, look, pay attention, man. Just pay attention, because that's, knowledge is power. And if you have the power, then these companies don't have the power, and then, you know, the powerless will do desperate things like release good content.